Hey everybody, before we get into the show, remember, go to the link in the bio or go to runslut.co. Get yourself a shirt. Get yourself a hat. Support it.
Chasin Trail, kicking up dirt, sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt. Fast feet, loose rocks, send it full sail. Ain't no stopping, we chasing trail. Yee-haw!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chasin Trail. I am your host, Teddy Tonelli, aka Teddy Toenails, and I am so excited to bring this guest to you guys today. This man is a sub-ultra specialist. He is a La Sportiva athlete, okay? He is a podcast host, like yours truly, Teddy. Arguably, Teddy's better, but that's okay. Race organizer for the Pikes Peak Marathon, I believe. I could be wrong on that. My facts came from Wikipedia. So, James, whose approval are you looking for exactly? Because you have a lot of things going on, and yeah, thank you for coming to the show. My apologies. How are you doing, James?
What's up, Teddy? Longtime fan, first time caller. Appreciate you having me on. Oh man, approval. I don't know. Maybe my own, maybe my wife's. Who knows, man? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you the moment you stop looking for your wife's approval, she's gonna start getting approvals from other people, and we don't want that. We don't want any of that, James. That's not good. Anyway, there's a few things that I was seeing here. So I was looking over your ultra signups and stuff, and I was saying to myself, I said, man, this guy, he's got. I think it's called Sangre de Cristo. Sangre de Cristo. You have pretty much won that race every year in a row up until I think it was it last year, the year before. So what happened? Did the dominance fall off? Tell us a little bit about that race. Why is that race special to you? Because it seems like it's special.
It is a little special. It was the first race I raced the 50K. It was my first race ever, actually, back in like 2020. And I didn't do particularly well at it. Almost dropped. And came back every year, raced the 27K and then the 14K when they got like a lesser distance. It's just special because it's close to home, and I like those mountains. Like the Sangre de Cristo was kind of sick, and they used to back when we had a USA Skyrunning series. It used to be on the USA like North American like small circuit. Like there was that Franklin Mountains and a few other races that were kind of dope, and that one. So that's why it attracted me to start doing it. And like I said, close to home, fun group of mountains, and yeah. And then I started racing like actual competition and stopped going to it. So
yeah. Well, that's what okay. So it wasn't that you fell out of love with it. It's just that you got bigger, better things going on. You're a big time mountain athlete guy.
No, I just want to.
No, I would say so. And the other thing I would say is those thighs that you got. Those things are some big juicy hams. How does Teddy get thighs that look like that? It's incredible.
Dude, I get a lot of comments on the thighs. It's genetics, man. It's genetics.
I don't think Teddy got those ones. I think I got different genetics. Yeah. And maybe the training will help a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, if there was a way that you could market that like more, like put more legs, like you say, more leg. Yeah, like you catching a cab, probably not even a hard thing.
Have you ever watched Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Do you know George Costanza's like a hand model in one episode?
Oh, yes.
Maybe I could be a thigh model one day.
I think that if there's anybody that's going to be a thigh model, it's pretty much going to be you, James. That's,
yeah.
I mean, that would be my take on
They're kind of hairy though. I don't know. I don't know if that would, that's going to attract a particular type of person,
Well, yeah, for sure. But I had Eric LaPumas on the other day.
Right.
He goes by the Puma, by the way. But he was telling me about the AI and the things that they're saying. So we could have hairy legs, we could have non-hairy legs.
Yeah.
You could do everything with that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Do you see these guys like shaving them these days? Like some of like the higher end. Yeah, pointy tip of the spear guys like shaving their legs for aerodynamics.
It's insane. I mean, just recently, this last weekend, we see over here at Big Alta, you did an absolutely wonderful race preview, by the way, which got me to thinking. Actually, James, is that you do a podcast, I do a podcast. Me and you, we're gonna have to do one of those simulcast things. I'm gonna set it up. Don't you worry, James. It'll be taken care of. We'll get it handled. Because I think that, but between our talents. Boy, I think that the world is in our hands, James.
Dude, I agree. Teddy's got to come on for a little steep stuff, little mix up there. We can do a little race preview, maybe Gorge Waterfalls or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would sound good. I love waterfalls. I do. They're beautiful. And I love animals too. Which you have animals. You have dogs, right? I was looking at your profile on the La Sportiva, and it says that you have. Is it cattle dogs? Is that wrong?
I got 2 cattle dog huskies. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, wild dogs.
Oh, they're huskies too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do they do the talking and the singing thing with that? Whoa!
They talk. Both of them talk to me, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. Talk too much.
That is so cool.
Yeah, they yell at me. I get yelled at pretty often, actually. They're like,
That's it.
They're like children.
Wow. I understand that all too well. I tell you, all too well. It's insane. James, so speaking of recent wins, you haven't had many recently, and now that might sound like shade being thrown at you, and it kind of is, but not really. See, I see, and this is the way Teddy looks at it. Is it because you've been putting so much time into this Steep Stuff podcast? Because I'm gonna tell you right now. I said it before that Teddy's arguably better. I'm not. That's wrong. I think that you are fantastic. I think you do great work out there, and that you might be, one of the best ones out there. Is that what's going on? Did you take a break from the athletics to start doing the storytellings?
No, so ultra sign-up's always a bad go because I don't run ultras, man. So like random shit appears on there if I decide to do it. So like for me, I do the Cirque Series races and a lot of sub-ultra stuff that doesn't pop up on there. But doesn't mean I still have it like, all right, so there's like A, B, C, D list athletes, and I'm like a D-lister. So bottom of the ring.
Yeah. Double D.
Double D.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like a lot of the Cirque Series stuff. You know what? My season doesn't start till the summer, man. Like I'm probably race again in May. I think I'm looking at some like local stuff in May just to knock the rust off. As of right now, dude, I really wanted to go out and do Big Alta. I think next year I'm going to go, but there's nothing like, I'm like a very picky guy when it comes to races, man. Like it's got to really like intrigue me because I'm not a road guy. I don't really like the roads. So like the mountains don't really open up until the summer, for certain things. So I usually just wait and I don't know, like La Sportiva doesn't really care. So I'm like, all right, well,
that's great.
Race
Like
during the summer.
Amazing partnership. And I want to talk about the podcast a little bit because you guys actually have a pretty special event coming up. I believe it is, right? Is it 1 year anniversary? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, actually, as of today is the day, I believe. I think we're recording this on Monday. Yeah, today's technically our 1 year that we've been doing this. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, this upcoming Saturday, March 29th, if you're in Colorado Springs at the Colorado Running Company, we've got a 1 year. Nike Trail is going to be there to demo some shoes. Ultimate Direction is going to be giving away a bunch of stuff, and they'll be demoing as well. We'll do a group run, and then we're going to do a live podcast with Bailey Kowalczyk from Nike Trail, which is going to be fun.
Wow, that's very cool. Out of curiosity, are you guys going to have a petting zoo?
Oh, we could. My dogs will be there. You could pet them.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. This is perfect because I was gonna say that there's really no way to take an event from good to great than putting in a petting zoo. And I think that and the thing is, some people say they smell. I would disagree. I would say that it makes people happy. They could touch animals, but you have dogs there because dogs are probably the most important animal to have in a petting zoo. But like outside the petting zoo, because they don't get along with the goats very well. At least that's been like my experience with the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think it makes sense that you have dogs, James, because have you ever noticed that there's some people that they put off dog energy or they put off cat energy, and then sometimes they have dogs, but they're total cat energy people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You, James, to me, you are total dog energy people, like big dog energy people.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Big dogs all the way. Cattle dogs.
Big dogs, big cattle dogs, and that's great. So everybody, go support James and his dogs. There's going to be the ultimate directions and the trails from the Nike. That is fantastic. Wow, incredible that after a year, this is amazing, James. I'm looking at my notes here, and one thing that I want to know is you're relatively new to the sport of running. You kind of came on the scene. You're a Florida boy. I just recently had Patricia Sunseri on the show.
Listen.
You listen?
She's amazing, dude. Yeah. Miss Pat,
Yeah,
Miss
she's
Pat's
incredible.
good people. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely incredible, and because she's the mother of Michelino. He does some of the longer stuff. You're probably not racing him. If you did the short stuff, you would probably destroy him.
No, he beat my ass at Cirque Series Grand Targhee this year. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He
Oh, well, that's
beat
his
me.
backyard, James. That's his backyard. He's back there all the time.
You know
That's
what?
all he
The
does.
excuse I'm going to use is that like it was like maybe a week before he did the Grand Teton, so maybe he had that kind of energy he was channeling. So
That could have been it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have been it. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that like getting back to you, Michelino's. He is driving me absolutely batshit crazy, James. I've been nice about the whole thing, but it's getting to the point where I'm starting to get a little frustrated with him and his people. They're so hard to get a hold of.
Is he
It's
coming
like,
on?
I don't think he's coming on. It's like it's once you reach the big time, James. Once you reach the big time, people they lose themselves. And I think that might be what's happening to him. I don't know if he thinks he thinks he's Jim Walmsley.
no, he thinks he's
I don't
Alex
know.
Honnold, dude. It's these
thinks
North
he's-
Face guys, you know?
Yeah,
like
it's these North Face
thinks he's
guys.
hanging with Jimmy Chin now. He gets to meet Jimmy Chin once, and look at this, maybe twice, and he thinks he's him. Yeah.
Exactly.
This fucking guy.
This guy. Ridiculous. But to my whole point being is that she's from Florida. And you're actually from Florida, but you're from like South Florida. Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, your story.
So yeah, dude, I'm actually originally from the Northeast. So I like Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. And
Oh,
yeah.
we get a lot of. That's great. Yeah.
Those Italians.
Yeah. Baisan.
And yeah, dude, I was in 7th, 8th grade, and my parents like moved us to South Florida, like Stewart, which is like a small little town on the East Coast, just like maybe an hour north of West Palm Beach. And I grew up there, and went to undergraduate down there, and went to graduate school as well. So I lived there for a long time. So I then moved out to Colorado maybe 5 years ago. So.
That's incredible. So, what was your first interaction with the mountains? Because I feel like everybody kind of has this story where they drove up to it as a kid, or they visited a national park. Like, what was for you that brought you from the flatlands to the high mountains of Colorado?
Yeah, so I studied rocks in undergrad, studied geology. Got to look at a lot of rocks. I don't know what excited me about it, but it was cool. It was actually maybe the beer. Like there was like this like really cool like relationship with geology and beer consumption. So I don't know. I used to like my professors partied hard. They were interesting characters. Anyway, I we did a senior field camp at the end of the geology situation, like where I went to the San Juans and was living there for like I think it was 4 weeks, like at the end of school. So just before I graduated, and yeah, it was like my first experience in the mountains. I was like this 19-year-old kid and like was very impressionable. And, we got to stay in Durango for a while and just realized like, okay, mountain culture is the, kind of the thing for me. Didn't really realize that like, skiing or running could be a thing for me. Not that skiing really is a thing. It's more running, but just like that culture in general. And yeah, that's where it kind of fit and fell into place. So.
Wow, that's very cool, man. And I think that's magical for people that they get to, there's so many different stories out there. People coming from different places. I mean, Teddy. Like I said, Teddy comes from New Jersey. My mom was a crackhead. The prospects for me coming out to the mountains was very low. But I found myself out there. Like go on a spiritual journey. And there we are. And I think that everybody gets there in their own way, and that's fantastic. And I think that segues us perfectly into the next thing I want to talk about is that you being the shorter race specialist is when you're old and slow, do you think you're going to go into the longer distances?
Never. I'm just going to keep getting better and better. I think,
wow.
I'm going to give this is the hottest take I've probably ever given, but like, I don't know, like we'll see what can happen. Like when I become like a master's athlete and like, I don't know. Like unless it's USATF, they don't really like test for testosterone and shit like that. So maybe I'll just be, that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And, just be this old guy just whipping these young guys' ass. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just like roided to the gills, just
like
going out
sauce
there.
to the tits. Yeah.
Big old saucy James. That's what they're gonna start calling you. You're coming up there like 65
That's
years
right.
old. Just
I'm gonna wait until I'm like 70, and then I'm just gonna show up and just like they're like, who is this guy? I'm gonna get like joint replacements, and like by then it'll like probably stem cells will be free. So that's a hot take, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna
everybody has a different approach to how they want to go about their career. And like I think that yours is different. I've never heard of it before. But it's fresh, it's new, and you're doing new things. So like who am I to tell you that you're doing it wrong? I don't think it's a hot take at all.
Yeah. I think by the time I'm 70, we'll have like bionic like replacements and stuff, and maybe I can just like completely reverse the aging process, and I don't know, Yeah, it could be fun.
I hope so. Yeah. But you did mention you had good genetics. So
Yeah.
that could work in your favor, I think, maybe.
They say they correlate the longevity of your life to how strong your quads are. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that some of that. Have you know? There's oh my gosh, the guy he was man, he almost beat Jim Walmsley last year at UTMB. The little guy, the little short one with the mustache.
Oh, with the mustache.
Yeah, the little short guy with the mustache. He wears the hat like Teddy. Crap.
Not Xavier.
He's a North Face guy. What's his name? The little one. He looks like Thomas the Tank
Oh,
Engine.
yeah.
God, what's his name?
Jaman?
No, he's an American. Crap. I'm gonna.
Oh,
God, it's coming.
Zach.
Zach. Yes,
dude.
yes,
Zach's like
yes.
my height. We're like similar. I've stood next to Zach a couple times.
Oh my God,
he's a
you
little
are
guy.
tiny like Zach.
Yeah, Zach's pretty short. Like Zach's
okay.
Yeah, Zach and I have been, dude. You know what the greatest honor of my running journey has been? I have been mistaken for Zach on more than one occasion in Colorado Springs. Yeah.
Well, this is why I was going to bring it up, James, is because you both have those gigantic thighs.
Yeah. Mine are bigger. Mine are bigger. Hot take here. Hot take. Actually, I think his calves are bigger. My quads are bigger. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're hearing it first here, people. James Lauriello is claiming that his quads are bigger than Zach the Tank Engine.
Yep.
Holy shit. Now, pardon my language. Now, listen, James, that's crazy because what I find kind of remarkable about it is that you have a guy like Zach who's got those huge legs like you, and he runs 100-mile races, but you run like the shorter ones. Wow. The human body is amazing, James. Do you know about that? Do you have any experience in kinesiology you want to share? Because you said you know a lot about rocks.
I don't. No comment. I have nothing to share on that one.
Okay, yeah. Well, Teddy likes rocks too, and maybe you could answer this question. We're gonna wrap it up here, James. I promise. I know you're a busy guy.
No,
We got
take
places
your time,
to be,
take your
but I do want to ask this question about the rocks since you brought it up. This was just kind of popped into my head, and I've been thinking about it this whole time. Is that I see there's always the astrology girls. They love their rocks and things like that. But Teddy loves his rocks too, and I don't believe in the astrology portion, but I do think that rocks could have magical powers sometimes. So can you confirm for the people here today, do rocks have magical powers?
Some do. Asbestos does. Don't lick that one. That's yeah, I don't know. It depends. Some rocks have magical powers. Yeah.
Asbestos. That was
there's
fun.
the cocaine rocks. There's the asbestos ones. Those ones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I could see that. Especially being from South Florida, you probably had a lot of experience with the cocaine rocks. I could imagine, because that's where a lot of it happened. Were you ever a big time drug dealer or no?
No, unfortunately not. No, it's for South Florida.
Just a regular runner.
Yeah, just a regular. Yeah, unfortunately.
Regular runner, not a drug runner. That's a good thing, though, James.
Yeah.
That opens up more opportunity for you in the corporate world, because I found out that when you have a life living within the shadows, sometimes it's harder to gain sponsorships. I remember that I went and talked to the brand will remain unmentioned here, Hoka. But I reached out to them, and they said that they looked at my record and they said that, oh no, we don't have felons on our payroll. And I said it was barely a felony. it was barely a felony, right, James? And but here we are. So that's a tangent. I'm sorry. Okay, James, let me give this back to you really quick. I want you to tell the people, what are some of the long-term goals you have, some of the projects that you have coming up. What do you got working on? What do you want to tell the people before we sign off today?
Oh man, I've got some questions for you before we sign off too.
Oh shit.
Oh dude, yeah, we're gonna get into this.
Okay.
All right, so some goals, man. I just have one this year. I just want to win or get on the podium of the Cirque Series, like overall pro ranking. I think that's kind of the major goal going in. La Sportiva sponsors the Cirque Series this year, so there's a lot of anticipation for their athletes to do well, and it's a big goal of mine. So I think this year doing well there is important, and I think for the podcast, it's just going to continue to keep my head down and grind and get that podcast going, so we can compete with some of the bigger podcasts in the sport. So I think it's two big goals, and that's it. Yeah.
Those and the thing is that we are going to be rooting for you the entire way. The Cirque Series is an amazing thing, and I do want to mention, you did bring up that there was the partnership with Cirque Series and La Sportiva, and I think that was an absolute match made in heaven, and it makes so much sense. And the fact that they have guys like you out there running it is fantastic. And I'm sure it's going to be great for the podcast, meeting the people out there at Cirque Series, and Julian is great, as he always says. You bring the stoke. Yeah. That's what he says. He says it a lot too. Julian Carr, I'm telling you, he says stoke more than anybody I've ever met in my entire life. It's insane.
He's a stoked guy, dude.
He's so stoked.
You have to get him on. He's funny. He's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah. You got it. Let me know if you want me to make that introduction, because you guys.
I'll talk. Yeah.
You gotta have him on.
I'll ask Jake. Jake can get Julian on. Get in contact with James's. Do you want me to have them reach directly out to you? No, Jake will take care.
You got a producer, dude. You got a young Jamie for yourself over there?
No, he's terrible. He's terrible. He's not. He's an intern. Just go get me some fucking water. Okay, so anyway, look, he's gone for a second. You had questions for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead, James.
I have to ask Tony. Tony, do you believe?
Excuse you. You have to ask Tony. My name is Teddy.
Teddy. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Yes, okay, it's fine. We're off
dude,
to a
it's
great
Monday
start.
morning.
Here
I got
we
up
go.
at 5:30. Dude, I lost some brain cells this weekend.
All right, fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, James. This is I think that Bigfoot, for me, it isn't a story, James. It isn't a myth. Because I had an experience with Bigfoot. And I think it was Bigfoot. I'm from New Jersey, and people keep telling me that it's black bears, but I'm telling you that it's not black bears, James, because I have seen bears on their feet. I'll do an impression really quick.
That's it.
Okay, so that's what a bear looks like, but I know what a squatch looks like too, and I swear I saw one, James. Look, I'll tell you what. When next time we talk, we'll get into it a little bit more. I know that you like talking about the aliens and the Bigfoots, right? It's kind of your thing. But right now, I'm actually surprised that you asked that question, because it does bring back a little bit of memories for me.
Yeah.
And, I apologize. I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, I do believe in Bigfoot. Yes, I believe in Bigfoot. He's real.
Dude, I've been working on this, not theory, but I've been thinking about this deeply lately. Do you ever talk to ChatGPT? You ever ask it questions?
I've asked it questions. Yeah.
Dude, I asked it the other day about Bigfoot and psychedelics, and maybe that's where we came from. And I was like, wow, that's deep. And Bigfoot doing psychedelics and then evolving into us. You ever think about that?
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Well, I mean, Teddy's done psychedelics before, but I never turned reverse Bigfoot.
Yeah. Here, this is what ChatGPT told me it would look like.
Hold on.
Can you see that? I
could kind of see it. It looks like a blurry image. Oh my God.
Yeah. Look at that shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. That's what he looks like.
I've been asking ChatGPT a lot of questions lately, and that's the one. What would Bigfoot look like if he did psychedelics or found psychedelics, it's like, man, then you start thinking, it's like, man, maybe that's where like we came from. It's possible.
Yeah, I've been asking ChatGPT questions too. Like I asked ChatGPT a question the other day, like how can you make Teddy more appealing to the ladies? Because people have been talking, James, they've been saying that Teddy's sexist because there hasn't been as many females coming on this show. And they don't realize it's like it's a 50-50 shot. What do you want me to do, people? I reach out and they say they're busy. They got their things going on. These ladies is busy nowadays. They're always running around. They don't got time for podcasts. And then they come at me and they attack me. I know we're getting off on a tangent here, but it makes me angry. And I just had to say something. I don't know. I need to get some ladies on the show, definitely. Patricia was a fantastic start, and
Phenomenal.
I don't know if I could
Phenomenal.
top it. Yeah, but I need to get some of these other top ladies in the sport on here. Maybe the counterpart to you in the female side. Who would you say that is?
The counterpart to me. I don't know. You know who I would like you to have on though? Would be cool. You should talk to like Allie Mack. Allie Mack would be a fun conversation.
She's a lady with the dog, huh?
Yeah, she's got a cool dog. Yeah, she's got a cool dog.
Yeah, she's got a really cool dog.
Dude, she's so good. She's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, she would be a fun conversation because I think she would like Teddy. Yeah.
We'll have her on. Yeah, we'll have our people reach out once Jake gets back with the water. He's taking forever. Anyway, all right. Well, James, thank you so much for being on the show today. Absolute honor, absolute pleasure. I cannot wait for the simulcast of the century. And I will say, James, the thing is what I see for me and you is I see that we're probably going to be hosting the UTMB American series at some point at a national level, the world scale. With the world is our oyster, James. Wow, it's amazing. But again, thank you for coming on the show. Everybody, this is Teddy Tonelli with Chasin Trail. Until next time, Teddy, out.
Wow, what an incredible guest with James. James, thank you again for coming on and sharing some of the stories from your running career and what you got coming up, and as well as his new baby, the Steep Stuff podcast, which is turning a year old today, Monday, March 24th. That's not when this episode's airing, but that's when they had the birthday. Happy birthday, Steep Stuff. Go give them a follow. Steep Stuff _pod on Instagram. You can find them on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. James, you can find him on Instagram at James Lauriello. That's at James Lauriello on Instagram. Thank you again, everybody. Teddy Tonelli with Chasin Trail. Remember, go buy yourself a shirt or a hat. Support it.
Chasing trail, kicking up dirt, sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt.